Hey friends, thanks for joining me for some yoga. This is going to be a nice, quick, easy workout just to incorporate a little into a busy day. Let's begin in seated position. You can sit on your knees and feet, or you can sit in an easy seat, crisscross applesauce. Find a comfortable seat where we will begin to ground into this moment. So let's sit tall, bring our shoulders back and down, close the eyes or rest the eyes. And let's just take a nice inhale through the nose and big exhale out the mouth, trying to get rid of all that old air to make room for some fresh air. So let's take 2 more inhales and exhales at your own pace, trying to keep it fluid. From inhales, rolling into exhales, that roll into inhales. Very good. Now let's come to find our natural breath. Without changing it, just observe how it flows in and out your lungs, your nose, how it moves your ribs, your tummy. Just observe the flow of your breath. Now let's set an intention, a reason for showing up to yoga. Is it to make more time for you and to take care of yourself? Is it to be stronger? Is it to be more, add more positivity? What is your intention? Think about your intention. And hopefully you have an intention for this practice. And if not, it can just be to be present in the moment. So let's begin blinking our eyes. You can blink them open. You can change your seat, so you can switch legs, or you can come to a different seat. But let's find our sit bones. So let's make some wiggles on our mat, back and forth, placing our hands at our knees. And you can do palms down for a little grounding, or palms up if you need a little energy. And let's bring our hands and just arch our back up. Try and find space through the crown of your head. Bring in your shoulders up and back. And just come and take a couple more inhales and exhales here. And we're going to do an easy seated twist. So bring your left palm to your right knee and your right palm right behind your hip. And inhale, let's grow tall and find space. And exhale, let's twist over our right shoulder. You can keep it easy and gentle. And then find your breath. Bring the gaze neutral. With control, unwind to center, and we'll move to our left side. So let's bring our right palm to our left knee, left palm to behind our left hip. Inhale, let's find space in our spine and grow tall. And exhale, let's twist over our left shoulder. Bring in our gaze along with it. Bringing that focus back to the breath. Let's bring our gaze back to neutral and slowly unwind. Now we will do our side stretches, our seated side stretches. So let's bring our left palm to the mat by your hip and your right palm face up. And our inhale, let's bring our arm up to the sky and reach over. And exhale, push it down. We're going to combine our inhales with movement. So inhales are up, and then our exhales, we're going to push it down. So let's do 3 more. Inhale up and over, and exhale, pushing it down. Inhale and exhale. I think we have 1 more, and if not, we have a bonus. Inhale and exhale. Now let's switch sides. Bring that right palm by our hip, right hip. Left palm, let's face out. Inhale, up. Exhale, push it down, palm down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. We're doing 3 more. It makes it a more meditative. Mind, which is always nice, especially when it's a little crazy. All right, now let's just do a nice, we're going to do a nice stretch. So let's bring both arms, palms out. Inhale, let's stretch up and high, and then bring it down. Push it down with both, squeezing our back. Let's do another one. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, squeeze our back down. Let's do one last one. Swoop the arms up and then bring them down. Very good. Now let's bring our feet together. So seated bound pose. So bring in the bottoms of your feet together. Bring your hands to your ankles, or you can bring them to your tops of your feet. And this is an active pose. So we're not rounding our back, we're sitting tall and pull space forward through our arms. So it's very active. You feel that stretch in your inner hips, in your legs. Feels so good. We're trying to push our knees to the ground, so just a little resistance pushing it down. Now you can stay here if this feels good, or you can bring your feet out more if you need a little less of a stretch, if it's too intense, or if you need more, you can pull your feet closer to your body. So we're going to bring it into a fold. So let's inhale and grow tall. Exhale, let's pull our arms and activate those arms pulling down, and then our head and neck last. So my elbows hit the tops of my legs. So where my quads, the inside of my legs are. So you can use that as leverage to help pull you forward, to help that deeper stretch. So you can stay here. You can bring your hands to the floor. You find your edge today, but just don't cross it. You don't want to be in any pain. It's good to challenge yourself, but not to try and injure yourself. So just listen to your body as it is today. Let's take 2 more breaths here. So let's inhale, slowly bring your head and neck up, and then let's walk our hands and push our body upright. Bring our knees together. And so for a quick counter pose, you can bring your hands, palms, facing your bum, facing your hips, and then you can arch your back and look back, or just a little looking up. It just feels nice to have a little counter pose. And then let's bring our feet to our mat. So bring in our feet. I'll go this way. Well, yeah, this way is fine. It's all about being fluid. So we're going to bring our feet to the mat. And then you can bring your bolster or if you have your pillows, and bring it under your back. So under where your hips are, not your hips, your like your rib cage, okay? And so we're going to do a relaxed fish pose. So you can cup it, and then you slowly bring your body back and down. Fish pose. So it's just opening your heart. You can put a block or a pillow under your head if it's too much. And you can keep your feet bent like this, or you can even lengthen your legs and relax your feet. Flop them to the side, relax your shoulders, and just take a couple breaths here. Very good. So let's place our elbows and palms, like so, elbows by your side, palms to the mat. Bring your feet onto the ground by your hips. Slowly, you can feel more comfortable just rolling to your side. So if you feel more comfortable, roll to your side. So you can slowly bring your head and neck up, and then help push yourself up. Just do it slowly and with control, moving the pillow or bolster aside. Very good. Now we're going to do a gentle forward fold as a little bit of a counter pose. So you can use that bolster or pillow and can put it in front of you and just easily Very good. So just a gentle forward fold. Now let's swoop our legs behind us, and we're going to do a couple sunbird stretches. So before we get there, let's get into tabletop. So knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders, and so we're in tabletop here. So let's do a couple cat-cows before we go into our sunbird stretches. So with cat, we're going to arch our back up, bringing our navel to our spine. Our gaze is to our tummy. And our cow, we're going to so inhale to cat, and exhale to cow. Inhale and exhale. Let's take 2 more rounds of cat-cow. And we'll meet at center. So we'll meet in our tabletop. So you can bring our hips and move our hips from side to side if that feels good. You can sit back on your heels as if we're going to child's pose and sit up and push forward. Kind of forward and back movement. And then let's come back to center. So we're going to do a sunbird stretch, but we're just going to do a partial one. So we're just going to do our legs for right now. So let's bring our right leg straight behind us, flexing our foot towards the mat, face down, or toes down, I should say. And you can bring your gaze can stay at the mat, keeping that neutral spine. And so this is, try and keep your hips square to the mat. This is a really nice stretch after having your legs bent. And then let's gently bring it to the mat. And now let's do the other side. So our left foot, straight back, down, foot's flat. Hips are, try and make your hips square to the mat. Activate that core. And then gently bring it down. Very good. We're going to do one more round on each side. So right foot flex to the mat, legs straight and strong, core straight and strong, everything's engaged. One more breath, and then back to the mat. Left side, left foot is flexed to the mat, leg is straight. Everything's flexed and active. And then bring it back to the mat. Very good. Let's widen our knees. Bring our toes together. Send our hips back. And bring our arms towards the top of the mat, reaching. And you can relax your neck or relax your head onto your mat. So bring your forehead to the mat. You can always bring a pillow under your knees or under your feet if you need a little more assistance, if you have any like ankle issues or knee issues. Find your natural breath. Very good. Now let's bring our hands under our shoulders. Bring your knees in and let's back up. Come back to tabletop. And then we're going to tuck our toes and send our hips up for downward dog. So let's find that stretch. Bicycle those legs. Feels so good. Let's bring our gaze to the top of our mat and walk our hands to our feet, where we will halfway lift. Bring our gaze forward, finding length in our back and spine, and fold over our feet. Bring our hands to the mat or to our shins. And inhale, let's root to rise, arms to the sky, and then at heart center. Very good. So let's come to mountain pose. So bring your feet, they can be hip distance apart. You can have your toes together and your heels slightly apart. Find what feels comfortable. Activate your knees. Make sure that you activate your core. Find length in your spine. Bring your shoulders up and back. Palms face forward. Let's come to find that breath. This is a good grounding pose. Strong like a mountain, because we make that nice mountain shape. Very nice. Just following the breath. Very good. Let's bring our hands, and we're going to rise our hands up. And bring your hands together and cross your thumbs. So we're just going to do some tick-tocking. So bring your arms up and your ribs up. And then we're going to just take a tilt to the left. And then slowly bring it up and tilt to the right. Let's bring it up on the inhale and lower, exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Very good. Inhale up, and then we're going to slowly do a little back bend. So inhale up and bring it back. Bring your gaze up to your hands and just slightly bend back. Inhale up, and then on our exhale, let's slowly bend at the hips and come forward slowly. How slow can you go? Very controlled. So we're in our forward fold. Let's plant our hands and step back to downward dog. And then let's drop the knees and make our way to seated. Very nice. So we're going to now do a supine pigeon. So laying on our backs, we're going to do a little hip opening. Very gentle hip opening. So let's put our right foot over our left knee. And if you're feeling a little tight, you can stay here. If it feels good and you need a little bit more, you can bring your hands under your left knee, clasp your hands together, and it kind of holds it in, it holds it. And then you can straighten your leg, flexing your left foot. You can even pull back if you want even more. You can bend that left knee and take it further and clasp your hands over the shin. Find where you are today. You can even just push out a little bit if your foot is on the ground. So find where you are and let's find that natural breath. And breathe into those tight spots. It helps you bring more focus, little patience. With ease, let's lower the left foot, lower the right foot, separate your feet, bring them all the way to the sides of your mat, and go drop them to the left. And then lift them up and drop your knees to the right. So you can go back and forth gently. It's a real nice counter pose, real nice to just stretch it out. Let's bring our feet back to under our hips on the mat. And let's cross our left foot over our right knee area. So remember, you can stay here and just push down on your knee, or you can clasp your hands under that right leg. So right under, a little higher than the knee. And if this feels good, stay here. If you want more, you can extend your leg, flex your foot, and try and pull that leg towards you, remembering to keep your shoulders on the mat as much as you can, or take it further and clasp over that right shin. You can really feel that stretch in the hip. So remember, we don't want pain. Little discomfort is okay. Just no pain. Remember, you can always come out of poses. And then you find your natural breath and help focus your breathing into those tight spots. Last breath. Very good. Let's bend the leg. If you haven't, release your legs to the mat, feet to the mat. Let's widen our feet to the sides of our mat and go side to side. Dropping our knees to the left, dropping them to the right. Oh, that feels so nice. Now we're going to hug our knees into chest, giving a squeeze. Very nice squeeze. And then let's come into happy baby, or not happy baby. Well, you know what? Yes, let's do happy baby. So bring the palms of your feet towards the sky and hold your feet by your peace fingers, so your big toes, or you can hold your feet on the side, or you can just hold behind your knees. So happy baby. This is a nice, another hip opener. It's a gentle hip opener. And you can go side to side with your happy baby, kind of massaging your spine, or you can keep it still. Just try and keep your shoulders, your spine on the mat and pull those knees down around the sides of your body. Last little hug the knees in, and then let's get into final rest. So make your way to the mat, using any props, any assistance you need to get as comfy as you can. as we do our Shavasana, which is the most important pose. It's where your body can absorb the benefits from the practice. So let's take an inhale through the nose and just let it out through the mouth. No one's watching. So it can be fog the mirror or lion's breath. So inhale and exhale. Letting it out. Letting it out. And it's time to rest. So feeling your eyelids getting heavier as you rest your eyes. Arms are to the side and they feel so heavy. Your hips, your shoulders are melting into the mat. Relax your forehead and your cheeks and your jaw. Relaxing your feet and hands. Just soaking in this moment of rest. Acknowledging anything that happened and letting it go. For it was just for this moment and today. Now come to find your natural breath and enjoy these next few minutes just for yourself. And if your mind wanders, always use that breath as an anchor in this moment. So take a few moments here for you, because you've earned it. Let's slowly begin to bring more awareness. And start by making some small movements. Any little wiggles, stretches, making a little bit bigger movements. Let's take a big stretch. Hands above your head, pointing your fingers, stretching your toes, your legs. Try and be as long as you can. Let's bring your knees into your chest. Hug it in and gently roll to your right side. Taking a moment for reflection. How do you feel? Noticing if you feel a little happier since you started this. Maybe a little calmer. I invite you to make your way to seated and joining me with your hands at heart center. Close your eyes, bow your head. I appreciate you for joining me in yoga. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you soon.